Damn, still stuck in the house. Trying to keep getting this ish because it's in my town. Looking at everybody wondering if that's the family that has the infected. Don't want nobody around me right now. But yo, so Bob Arum, top rank, may have some comments to say. I mean, Eddie Hearn keeps talking about, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight, um, making that happen, Pulev, this and that. But you know, Bob Arum keeps shutting that down very, very quickly. I mean, plus Wilder has a rematch clause that he's invoked, so it's impossible to happen anyway, unless you're giving that boy like $50 million to step aside or something. But we're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about is one of the comments that he said, which was that I forgot his damn name, that Anthony Joshua is chinny. You know what I mean? It's very, very chinny, and he's very, very suspect when it comes to that. So that's, I guess, one of the reasons why he believes that Pulev's going to be able to stop Anthony Joshua or to beat Anthony Joshua. And I mean, is Anthony Joshua chinny? Absolutely, definitely. We've seen him get touched a couple of times. We've seen him get, wobbled in multiple fights. But for the most part, he's been able to, make it through those fights. You can be chinny. It doesn't really matter if you're chinny. It's, can you set up a defense around that? Can you put yourself into a situation where, it doesn't get touched and people that, can't capitalize on the fact that you're chinny. Tyson Fury is chinny. A couple of times where he's been hit, we've seen him hit that floor. We've seen what Deontay Wilder was able to do to him, but that's Wilder. And we said what's been done to him before in the past. He's been put on the ground before in the past. He got put onto the ground by a cruiserweight. So he's chinny, but he's also 6'9". He also has great upper body movement, and he also has a long ass reach. So it's very, very difficult to touch that chin. It's very, very difficult. So even though he does have a shaky chin, pretty much for the most part, people can't get to it. So he's able to still, be victorious in his fights. Klitschko was chinny. He got knocked out a couple of times, but got with Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart, tightened up that defense and put him into a space, showed him how to be into a space where people can't get to that chin. And because of that, he was able to, last a long time in the sport and dominate for a long period of time. What's his name? Lennox Lewis, chinny. Same thing. You know what I mean? He's been, he got put out, sleep twice, because of that chin. He's very, very chinny. But again, he was able to, got with Emmanuel Stewart and was able to set up a defense that could keep people from getting to that particular chin, and he was able to have a very long, successful career. Probably goes down as one of the greats, Lennox Lewis, while still having that. It doesn't matter if somebody has a Rigondeaux has a suspect chin. We've seen Rigondeaux get caught a whole bunch of times and get put to the floor. You know what I mean? But usually gets up and usually keeps people from being able to touch that chin again and ends up being victorious in his fights. So another person, who's had a good career, could have had a better career if he was with somebody else like Al Heyman, but he made whatever decisions he made. And but he was able to keep people from, touching that chin. Anthony Joshua, same type of thing. He's been able to keep people from touching his chin. You know what I mean? Even with, Andy Ruiz was able to catch him, was able to stop him. Because, I mean, you're not going to be perfect when it comes to this. You're not going to be perfect. Most of your career, though, you can keep from having that, that defect, come to bite you. You can, but there probably will be, certain times in your career where somebody's going to touch you and maybe put you to sleep or beat you because of that defect. But you can minimize it, whether and have it only, let's say, happen maybe 2 or 3 times in your entire career. Anthony Joshua pretty much, he got rocked a couple of times, but he's been able to, hold on. He only wasn't able to do that against Andrew Ruiz. Even against Klitschko, when he was put down, he was able to get up, withstand the fire, and then come back and, get a stoppage and get a victory when it comes to that particular fight. So, yeah, he is chinny, but, as long as he's able to, minimize the chance of himself getting hit or getting stopped, then he's good. With the Andrew Ruiz fight, the second fight, he understood, what he needed to do, which was move. He said, "F that, me knocking this dude out. F that, me trying to show how tough I am, regardless of what I'm saying in the media. I'm a box and move." They had a ring that was as big as a football field, and he made sure he circled around that, circled around that, circled around that, circled around that, and did that to a victory. He was able to find a way, to keep from having that chin touched when it comes to that particular fighter. And that's also one of the reasons why they don't want to fight someone like a Deontay Wilder. And I know what people are saying, "Oh, look what Tyson Fury did to Wilder. Anthony Joshua did." No, he won't. They're two completely different fighters. Anthony Joshua is not 6'9". Anthony Joshua is not going to have a 50+ weight advantage on Deontay Wilder. He doesn't have the reach of a Tyson Fury. He doesn't have the upper body movement of a Tyson Fury. He doesn't have the movement of a Tyson Fury, period. Even though he was moving around in his last fight against Ruiz, he's still very robotic. He's still very slow with his punches. And because he's shorter, the defenses that Deontay Wilder has been using on these other fighters that wasn't as effective against Tyson Fury would still be effective against Anthony Joshua. And then we've seen multiple fights where Anthony Joshua has been hit a lot of times with the right hands over and over and over and over. Over and over again. And we know that's his bread and butter. So kind of like how Tyson Fury, I always used to say that the two people that could beat Deontay Wilder was Tyson Fury and it was Luis Ortiz. Those two guys can beat Deontay Wilder. Those two guys can knock Wilder out. Those two guys can beat Deontay Wilder. Those are the worst styles that Deontay Wilder can face. The absolute worst style. That's especially with him fighting him twice. Which is crazy. Basically, it's 4 fights basically you've had against the absolute worst styles that you can face. Your kryptonites. That's what basically he was doing. And he was saying, "F it, I'm going to do it anyway." When it comes to someone like a Tyson or like a Anthony Joshua, the way that Deontay Wilder fights, the things that he does, that's his kryptonite. That's his kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? People trying to compare those fights, that might be a 2-3 round fight. Just because of styles. Just like Styles, put Wilder into a position, where he had major problems in his last fight. Styles would put Anthony Joshua in major problems when it came to that particular fight with Deontay Wilder. Just because of the placements of the fighters and what he's susceptible to. So because of that, I think that's also one of the reasons why they kept him away from him. So they keep him away from him because of that particular style. And then with the other guys, they understand that there's still a danger there, but you can minimize that danger. And he's did a very, very good job when it comes to other fighters of minimizing it. And when he has been caught, he's able to, withstand the fire, drowns the fire with water, and then wait for do what he does and end up getting knockouts or end up getting 12-round victories. So, yes, Bob Arum is right. Anthony Joshua does, have, a suspect chin, but he's been doing what's necessary to keep himself from, getting cracked and getting put to sleep. But it is what it is. There's no boxing for the next couple of months, probably 6 months. It sucks, but it is what it is. Stay safe. Don't be idiots. Stay at home. You go outside, put a mask on. Don't worry about what people are saying to you. Forget all that. Keep that mask on. As somebody that works deep in the medical field and I have friends that are in the medical field in the front lines, I see what's happening. I see what's going on and take it seriously. You know what I mean? A bunch of those, just take it seriously. Young kids figuring, oh, they're good. There's plenty of kids in there who thought they were nice and healthy, people in their 20s, their 30s, and 40s that have respirators on right now in hospital beds, hoping they make it home. Not to mention the people who, figured, oh, they're good. Because you can have the disease and not have any symptoms, except you can have symptoms like your taste is going away or your sense of smell is going away, but that's it, and you're just spreading it. So if you have, grandmothers, grandfathers, parents, any siblings who have asthma, who have any kind of respiratory issues, you could be ending them, and it'll be your fault. So don't be that idiot that does that just because you want to go out and not care. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.